Alrighty. Hey Taurus, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Katie. I am going to be giving you a tarot card reading for the last week in February. From then on, I will be doing monthly readings at the beginning of every month because I believe that I don't want to overwhelm everybody with a tarot reading. I think that monthly tarot readings are really appropriate, and they don't allow people to get overwhelmed with all of the messages that we're getting. Tarot is a very powerful tool, and it allows us to gain the insight that we need sometimes to help us on our life path. Some of us, we all share the gift of intuition, and some of us are just more inclined and more receptive to it than others, which is why I believe that getting, a good healthy dose of a tarot reading every month is really good. So, I actually posted a video of a photo of my spread for you guys on my Instagram account on Blissfully Living 13. I'll put a link to my Instagram account in the description box below. Feel free to pause this video if you want to and go grab the photo so that you can follow along with the cards at the same time. Sometimes I try to remember to hold it up to the video, and sometimes I'm just not very good at it. So I do that just in case. So what I'm going to do is lay out the cards and we can get started, but actually really quick before I say that, I also wanted to let you know that this is an extremely general reading for all of you Taurus peeps out there. So there are some messages that you'll be getting that I think will make sense with you, and then there are some that you may not find to be as accurate as you would like for it to be, and the reason for that is because I'm doing a very general reading for all Taurus personality types out there, and Taurus people are not the same. It definitely depends on the actual day and date that you were born, and things of that nature. So if you are interested in getting a more in-depth personal reading, please check out my website, blissfully.com. I also have a link below in the description box, and I do personal online Skype readings, recorded video readings where I just do it just for you, and then I also do email readings where you can get a picture of the spread, and then I'll write out a little synopsis for you. I also do events if you're in the Phoenix area. I love to come to parties or whatever kind of event that you're having and meet people out there and do readings for them, because I think it's just a lot of fun to get to know someone by reading their cards. Mostly just because I feel like I get to have a deeper connection with that person rather than having a very what's the weather like kind of conversation to begin with. So I like to get into the nitty-gritty. Anyway, here we go. Let's get started. And you might hear my dogs in the background. They're playing right now. I'm just going to move this back a little bit too. Okay. Alright, so the first card that I have in your U position is the Five of Summer. And what this is telling me is that you have actually been working very hard on your passions recently, but it seems that you've come up to a bit of a dramatic halt. Like you put all this time and effort and this work into this project of yours that you're working on, whether it's a hobby, whether it's your job, whether it's a relationship, anything that you feel truly passionate about. And there just seems to have been some kind of a halt, almost even a destruction. You can see in this card that there's a girl who just spent all of this lovely time building this wonderful sandcastle. However, the tides have come up and they're starting to sweep it away. And this may be similar to an experience that you're going through right now. What's crossing you is your Four of Autumn. So I think what's relating to this situation is the fact that your passion or your relationship or whatever it is that you're truly invested in, literally, is starting to cost you a lot of money. Or you may actually also be having people come into your life that are wanting to take part in this passion of yours, but you're having difficulty actually wanting to share with them, wanting to share the wealth, so to say. You can see in here there's a man that is not wanting to share his nuts with a squirrel. By the way, I'm using a Victorian fairy deck. I found it at Barnes & Noble years ago, but I will try to see if I can find a link for it for you guys. I'm sure it's on Amazon or something, but anyway. Rather than the Rider-Waite deck, we've got the seasons. So autumn is related to pentacles. Summer is related to... I always mix these up. It's related to wands, I want to say. And then spring is related to cups. No, I flipped it again. Summer is related to cups, spring is related to wands, and then winter is related to swords. But I don't know how many of you out there are actually tarot readers. I know for a personal fact that the way I read my tarot is different from the way that someone else may read their tarot. So you can look at all kinds of videos out there on YouTube and definitely get a different message, depending on who you're listening to. So what's really important is just finding a good connection with the person that you're getting your tarot messages from, because it's not going to make sense if you don't feel a connection in the first place, right? Okay, so back to the message. We've got some issues going on with your passions. Maybe you're having to share some of the wealth with someone else. Maybe you're actually having a financial burden now because of these passions, and maybe it's actually even holding you back. Maybe that's the reason why you feel like your passions are falling apart, is because now things are actually starting to cost money, and where are you going to get that money from, right? So the Ace of Spring is your front card, as above card. And what this card is telling me is aces are the numerology related to the beginning. So the fruition, it's not necessarily coming into the physical world, but it's more so it's coming, it's an idea that is sparked up in your mind. So you might actually be experiencing new avenues or new ways of expressing your passion, or finding different ways to express yourself, basically. And this could be a good avenue for you to go on and pursue, rather than, worrying about the fact that things are going to cost you a lot of money. Ace of Summer is in your as below section, and so what this is telling me is that you may have actually had a romantic interest just recently spark up. And this person may even be the reason why you feel like your passions are being threatened. Maybe you're feeling like you're being pulled in two different directions. On the one hand, you have your work that you feel very passionate about, and you feel like you put a lot of time and effort into it, and you've created that foundation. And now you're moving on to the next step, which is expanding your passions into a different medium. Maybe you've started a business and now you're starting to expand your product line, or maybe you've started a new relationship with someone and now you're starting to move over to the next serious step. Maybe you're thinking about moving in with someone. Maybe you're thinking about sharing something of a financial foundation. I don't know. And this actually may be the reason why, you're feeling this struggle. You're feeling like you're losing a sense of independence in a way. In the past, you definitely have trusted your gut, which I think is a very good thing, because you Tauruses are very good at creating a sense of security and subtle strength. Maybe not necessarily being so good at trusting your intuition, but trusting yourself in creating a good physical foundation for yourself, a good way for you to trust that you're going to be okay. And you've probably been challenged by trusting your gut, trusting your intuition. And, well, now I'm actually getting that all of these different things combined have just been brand new for you. And this is what could be the next step in terms of, your own personal expansion. Is you're being challenged by this. You're being challenged by the fact that there are new things coming into your life that you are not completely prepared for. You don't feel like you have a secure foundation to accept into your world. And that is a little bit of a daunting task for you. But what I do see happening is that by accepting this as a challenge and not succumbing to the fear of it, you're going to see that you will have some really good expansion happening. Fortitude is your upcoming future card, and this is the card that represents mastering a skill, mastering a passion, and letting that passion give you a sense of respect, a sense of success is a better word. So this is the challenge that I would give to you at this point, is to allow yourself to trust in things like your intuition, and allow yourself to trust in maybe this relationship with this new person. Because it could end up being much more beneficial to you in the long run than what you currently might think it would be. It seems like what I'm getting from this reading, and remember this is a general reading, but it seems like what I'm getting is that you all are very independent people, and you're very trustworthy on yourself, and you think that you know the right way of going about doing things because you've created the guidelines for yourself that you know are successful. But now you're going a little bit out of the box here, and it's not a complete waste. It's not a complete change of lifestyle, so to say. It's just an expansion on this lifestyle. And by doing this expansion, you're going to find that you will be very successful in the long run. So, next is your friends and family. You've got the 10 of Autumn. Lining this up with the camera is so funny. You've got the 10 of Autumn as your friends and family card. And what this is telling me is that your friends and family are definitely extremely supportive of you and this relationship, and whatever situation this is, they're extremely supportive of it, and they want to see you succeed. So they're starting to give you the resources and the things that you need to be successful. And I think that you do have a really good relationship with your family right now. Maybe not with everybody per se, but with one person in particular. I'm getting maybe a mother figure, or some kind of parental figure, so to say. Maybe even aunt, grandmother, that kind of thing. And what I would suggest to you would be to trust in their advice, because they've been down this path before, and I think that they know that there will be success for you from a material sense, because this is the 10 of Autumn, because they've been down this path before. Notice how your You card, the number is a 5, and the family and friends card is a 10, which is telling me that they've undergone this expansion before. They've reached the next level, and they're now looking back on that part in their life and reflecting on it by watching you go through it. And seeing this is giving them the opportunity to teach you a lesson that you really need to learn right now. And definitely take that into account. Definitely listen to it. You don't have to trust yourself all the time in creating that foundation for yourself. You can rely on other people. That's the main message of this general reading, is that sometimes it's okay to trust your intuition. Sometimes it's okay to trust other people. And that can be a good thing. It can be beneficial to you. So your hopes card is the 7 of Autumn. And what we see here is a man inspecting his wine that he's created. You can see that he's got a lot of barrels in the background, which means that he's been working on this for a while. and he is able to sustain a livelihood off of this card. In terms of material and wealth sense. He's able to make good money from it. And so since this is in your hopes position, this is telling me that that's definitely the route that you want to be going in. You want to be able to have something that you feel passionate about and something that you've been working on for a really long time be your source of income. And since, right now you're feeling a little bit afraid or feeling challenged by being able to reach that, again, go back to what I've suggested before, trusting the people in your life to be able to be there to support you. The next card, which is your fears, is the moon. And the moon is major arcana, and for me this represents dreams, mysticism, sometimes our spirituality in a way. And it can even mean getting messages from other beings in other planes of existence. So spirit guides, angels, source, those kinds of things. I think that your fear might be that you would be getting a little bit of a disconnect from that. But what I'm getting is that they actually are encouraging you to go on this path, your spirit guides, your angels, whatever it is that you listen to. They're wanting you to go through this because this is a healthy challenge for you. Your final card is the Worlds. And for me, I think this is a really perfect card for you because what this is showing is that by allowing these people into your life and allowing them into your passions and opening up a little bit, you're going to see that there's so much more that the world has to offer, and you're going to learn so much more about yourself, others, what there is out there in the world to experience in the first place. And I think you definitely will get to that sense of fortitude that you're aching so much to reach towards. So I think that's a really good main message for you to take into account for the last week of February. Open up your heart chakra, allow other people into it, and allow yourself to share who you are with those people. And by doing that, you will end up being more successful in the long run on your journey. So that was an awesome reading for you, Tauries. I'm really happy. I'm so grateful that you've chosen me to be able to give you this reading today. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Again, if you are interested in getting a personal reading, please check out my website. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat. Please check out my website, www.blissfully.com. I do personal readings of any kind of nature, and I am really excited to meet all of you in person. So please give me a subscribe, like, chat, share, whatever it is you do on social media, and give me suggestions also on different things that you would like to see, because I really am looking forward to connecting with a lot of people. All right. So my next video for you will be in the beginning of March, which comes in a week. So stay tuned and looking forward to seeing you again. Thanks so much. Bye.